My name's Adam Monaco and I'm the Financial Controller for Hi-Tech Oils. With our national capacity, we can now service Australian companies nationwide. Of late, we have now expanded into the New Zealand market. Here at Hi-Tech Oils, we receive premium base oils and premium additive packs. Together, with our highly trained staff, we manufacture over 500 premium quality products. Hi-Tech Oils is Australian made and Australian owned.
On today's show, we return to Willowbank Raceway on the outskirts of Brisbane as our coverage of the 400 Thunder New Year Thunder continues. And today we bring you all the action from Pro Alcohol. Then we head over to China and to the Shanghai International Circuit as the FIA World Endurance Championship continues its Far East trek at the halfway point of the 2018-19 Super Season. The 6 hours of Shanghai. This is Speedweek.
Welcome to Willowbank Raceway at Ipswich in Queensland. We're at the New Year Thunder and today we'll be looking at Pro Alcohol. It's round 2 of the 400 Thunder Championship for this great category, contested by funny cars, dragsters, altereds, all running on supercharged fuel-injected methyl alcohol fuel. The first round of the series was down in Sydney and we had an upset first-time winner in the former Robert Ambruosi. Matt Kavanagh caught up with him in the pits.
So we're down here in the Pro Alcohol pits here alongside me, Rob Ambruosi. Rob, great start to the season in Sydney. Couldn't get any better than a win down there.
Sure was. Look, it was fantastic. It's a bit surreal. I still feel like I can't believe I won it, but hey, look, it happened, and I'm really, really grateful for God up there for giving me that chance to keep going and doing it. So hey, let's just see what happens this weekend.
Yeah, we've been getting better and better. Towards the end of last season, a lot of points in the championship. You came 4th, so stepping up a little bit. What's the pressure like today here at Willowbank?
Well, you know, Steve Reed said one day that you got a target on your back when you're in the leading the points. I don't feel like that at all. It's, to me, being the leader in the points, I still can't believe I'm leading it. I'm pitted at the number 1 spot. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to just go into this meeting cool, calm, collective. We did some runs last night. The car went to 71, off it early, got a little bit loose. I was really happy with that. Let's just see.
So conditions here at Willowbank kind of suiting the team?
The conditions are fantastic. It's very, very hot. We don't get that much hot weather in Melbourne. Well, it is been hot lately, but look, for me, the heat doesn't bother me. The hotter, the better.
Well, Bob Ambrosi, you can believe it. There you are, top of the points on 104 from Chris Hargrave. Gary Phillips, Justin Walsh, Russell Mills fills out the top 5. Defending champ Steve Reed, he's right back in 6th at the moment. We've got 3 rounds of all-run format racing here this weekend, and Mark Allen, this should be a cracker.
It should be an absolute cracker. The conditions are a little bit warm here for the team, so the crew chiefs, they'll have to be careful they don't step on their toes, don't overpower the racetrack here. And basically we are running the all-run format, so we will see all these Pro Alco cars come out 3 times this evening, and they'll be racing for the championship points. First up, we've got Russell Mills here, and that front engine drags are coming forward.
Well, this guy finished second in the championship last year, and he's running the defending champ, Steve Reed, in the All-Star Batteries funny car. And it's these funny car dragster confrontations that add so much interest to Pro Alcohol, Mark.
Yeah, that it does. It's the only class in the professional series here in the 400 Thunder series that you will see dragsters take on funny cars. This weekend, we've got a field full of funny cars, and we've got the lone front engine dragster Russell Mills here, taking on Stephen Reed as they back up.
Well, if we've only got one dragster, at least it's a really quick one, because he's been extremely competitive right across the last season and into this one as well. Neither of these guys are up in the points where they'd like to be, but this weekend it's a new day, it's a new race. As you mentioned, things are a little bit warm, so the crew chiefs at the moment will be trying to come up with something that's quick enough as a tune-up, but not risking overdoing it and overpowering that racetrack.
Yeah, these guys met in 3 finals last season. Stephen Reed taking the win on all 3 occasions as well. Russell Mills on screen though, looking to get his championship back on track here. Reed, the defending champion, also down low on the points. You can see them just spraying that antifreeze on the supercharger hat there, just making sure it doesn't freeze close or open on the pass with all that air getting sucked in through there.
Great crowd here at Willowbank Raceway for the New Year Thunder. First race of Pro Alcohol, Reed versus Mills. Well, Russell Mills has gone way early. A huge red light for him. He loses. Steve Reed will get the win with a fairly lazy 593, but he knew it was all his, didn't he?
He had the win there. Russell Mills, he left way early. You can see he was in stage for a little bit, waiting for Stephen Reed to come in. Look at the replay. So you can see Mills, he's got the revs building up. He's pulling the clutch out. He's dropped it in there and then just launches. He looks like he's preempted the green light there, and it hadn't come down yet. And that can play with your head as well as a driver. But Stephen Reed gets a win here in round 1, Rusty.
Yeah, guys, down here with Rob Harrington from Russell Mills' crew. Disappointment is the look on your face. You turned around and you said, man, that would have been a good run too.
Yeah, the car was perfect. Tyre speed and everything looks sick. The track is it's quite greasy, so it's tough at the moment. I'm guessing Russ got a little bit flustered, was in stage for a little while, and the RPM was up a bit. As a driver, it is quite difficult when you're in the car and that clutch pedal's putting your foot off it. It's easy from the outside, it's not easy from the inside, I'm telling you right now.
Don't skip leg day, that's the...
Exactly right.
Oh, here's Rob Ambruosi, our series leader at the moment in the funny car, up from Victoria.
And as the added bonus for being the championship leader at the moment, he gets a solo pass here in round 1 of racing. He keeps those points ticking over. He'll pick up 20 points here. For Robert Ambruosi, this pass is all about ET, trying to get some bonus points here in that all-run format. Obviously, the quickest car of the first round of racing will get the maximum 8 points of bonus points. Second quickest will get 7. Third will get 6 points, and so on. So this pass for Ambruosi, he can take his time, just worry about himself, and hopefully get a quick lap on the boards.
Yeah, that's a very valid point, Mark, because Steve Reed did take a little bit easy on his first round run after Russell Mills had his start line problems. A 590 is probably not going to give the defending champ as many points as he would have liked from round 1.
Definitely not. I think in this pass here, Ambruosi will be looking for like a 570, a high 560. We heard from him earlier that they did go 571 in testing the lead up to this event. Off of it early, so I'm sure they're looking for a high 560, low 570 in these conditions.
Les Monique Ambruosi, Rob's daughter, she's very hands-on the car, does a lot of the engine work, and they don't just record these runs on their iPhones for social media. They do actually analyse the video as well, don't they, Mark?
They do the slow-mo as well. They'll film it in slow-mo and watch how the tyres react on the launch, and hopefully, gain a little bit of knowledge from each pass.
Car launched well, runs a good 5.70, almost 400 Ks. They should be happy with that. Well, Matt Kavanagh's down with Steve Reed.
Yeah, we're here with Stephen Reed. You got your first round win. Good to see you get off the line and come back from Sydney.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was good. Shame what happened to Russell then, but I think we've got a problem. We had a bit of a miss on there and we had to shut it off early, so looks like it's back to the pits and changing parts and trying to find what's wrong.
Oh, good luck with that tonight.
Thanks very much.
So Oh, it wasn't Steve Reed taking it easy. The car let him down a little bit. Now, look at Ambruosi. This is a nice run, mate.
It is a really good pass for the team, and I think that's exactly where they would have been hoping for in this round of racing. They should hopefully pick up some bonus points as well. That'll be a tough time to beat in these conditions. You can see the crew watching him take that funny car down to almost 400 kilometres per hour. Matt Kavanagh will be in the bottom end there with our championship leader, Robert Ambruosi.
Rob Ambruosi, we're going to be quick here, but what a win.
How was it?
570.
Oh, beautiful. That's all right.
That'll do you for tonight?
No, that's good for tonight. We'll just see how we go now next run. It went good. I turned it off on its own, so it didn't do anything silly out there. Looks like it drove through the clutch, but heaps of clutch. So I say, guys, get ready. Got a clutch. It's got to come out.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
So, Mark, Rob tells us it drove through the clutch. What's he mean by that?
Basically, the clutch would have been slipping all the way down the track. It didn't lock up, so the crew guys will be back in the pits. They're going to have to replace some of those discs, and the added bonus is probably about 500 degrees of temperature. And in these conditions, that's not going to be fun.
Well, we've got another Queensland versus Victoria battle coming up here at Willowbank. On the line now, Gary Phillips in the Queensland-based funny car. He's, 20 times Australian champion. And he is going to be up beside Wayne Price, the Victorian.
Yeah, Wayne Price failed to qualify at the last event for Pro Alcohol, so this is a good day for these guys with the all-run format. They will get to come play 3 times here, and I'm sure they'll be looking to get some championship points. He has run a best of 5:51, so this is no easy task for Gary Phillips at all in the other lane. These will really give us a good sign of the indication of what sort of times we're going to see from Pro Alcohol with Gary Phillips on the line, because these guys have been really quick lately.
Well, we know Gary Phillips has got an extremely fast car, but he hasn't been running every round of the series. With no major sponsor, he's got Alpine Fresh Refrigeration and Lumen Lighting on board as associates, but he hasn't been in a position to travel to all the rounds, and that could cost him. He hasn't got as much track time as Wayne Price.
We can see both cars coming forward now here. The revs build up, they'll start to edge the funny cars forward into full stage.
Gary Phillips has lost none of his edge. Have a look at that, a 5:56. Shut off early, only 360 kilometres an hour. A great 5:69 from Price, who goes a little bit deep in the braking area.
Down here with Shane Phillips, Gary's son, and you just said he shut it off at 1,000 foot.
Yeah, that's it. A nice A to B run. Haven't really had a chance to have a crack at it this weekend, but we're just trying a couple of things and wanted to make sure we got down there. But that was a nice solid run. I mean, we're about 40 mile an hour down, so you're looking at about 800, so that's a 48. So that's a really good solid A to B run for Alpine Fresh Refrigerated Transport and Lumen Lighting.
Gary Phillips, I believe, was a 5:56 you ran.
Yeah, I shut it off early too because it didn't feel right in top gear. But yeah, that's all right. We'll take that one. It's at least it got down the track, and we'll see what happens for Alpine Fresh, Lumen Lighting. We're having fun.
Yeah, mate, you're looking happy. Good luck tonight.
Oh, yeah, 400 Thunder, that's the best. Good stuff, guys.
Luke Marsden now backing up from his burnout. Another Queensland-based funny car, and that's not a good sign, Mark. Chris Hargrave being towed away down the actual tender car lane.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. They haven't had the best weekend so far. They had a brand new engine in that funny car that they heard in testing yesterday. So they put their spare motor back in, where they got runner-up in Sydney, what they used in Sydney, which they got runner-up with. And to see them towing away, we'll have to find out what happened there. But Luke Marsden, it's been a couple of years since he's got a round win in Pro Alcohol. He's going to get one here today in this funny car. He's definitely a privateer. Gets out to local events here at Willowbank Raceway for the team.
Former Australian champion in Supercharged Outlaws, so he certainly is no stranger to this style of car.
You can see the wheelie bar there just getting checked. They actually marked the wheelie bar wheel there with like a little paint pen, so when it launches it'll leave a mark on the track, and they'll see how long the car was on the wheelie bar for on the launch afterwards.
So we're going to see Luke get this solo pass at the expense of Hargrave. Some sort of problem on fire up for him. But it all comes down to how quick he can go, how many points he gets, what sort of chance he's got of making a major final later.
Oh no, he's dragged through the beams there, Luke Marsden. Might be a bit rusty in the driver's seat. It's been a while since he's been in the seat, so He'll roll this funny car through to the finish line, but it won't be a representable time at all here in Pro Alcohol round 1. But the positive, he does get a round win here, Rob.
That gives him 20 points for the round win, but as you say, the ET points are split 8-1 on the basis of the quickest down to the 8th quickest, and I don't think this time, which we could record with a calendar, is going to really pick him up too many points.
Yeah, and with no time recording, he's not going to pick up any bonus points at all. You can see the car there as he's bringing the revs up. The clutch might have been a little bit tight, starts to grab as he brings the revs up. He can't hold it into stage, which drags him through there in that round 1 win there for Luke Marsden. As we look at the points for Pro Alcohol after that first session, Gary Phillips on top with 28, Robert Ambruosi second, our championship leader, Stephen Reid third, Luke Marsden fourth, Wayne Price fifth, Russell Mills and Chris Hargrave rounding out the top 7 there after round 1.
We've got another 2 great rounds of pro alcohol racing coming up with the New Year Thunder. We're going to bring you all of that straight after this break. 400 Thunder's Pro Alcohol category is unique in that it's contested by so many different body styles, vehicle styles, all on a level playing field. Well, about the most popular style, of course, is the funny car, such as this All-Star Batteries Monte Carlo of reigning champion Stephen Reid. However, the category also includes Altereds, which have the same chassis, but feature a body style with an open cockpit and exposed engine, such as a Ford T-Bucket replica. Then there's the Dragsters, and even then there's 2 distinct types, with the rear engine configuration similar to the top fuel cars, and more recently a resurgence of the traditional front engine style, as used by Russell Mills to claim 2nd spot in the championship last season. Compared to petrol, methanol has less energy content, so you need to use more of it, but it does have a higher octane and burns cleaner and cooler. This makes it the better fuel at conserving heat inside the engine. With petrol, more of that heat doesn't convert to energy and is wasted. With their mechanical fuel injection and big superchargers, Pro Alcohol engines are perfect for squeezing more power out of the less energy methanol by adjusting the air-to-fuel ratio. They can burn 3 times more methanol than petrol per piston stroke, thereby making much more power. How much power? Try 3,500 horsepower, or 2,600 kilowatts. This massive horsepower propels these cars down the drag strip in as little as 5.3 seconds, reaching speeds of up to 435 kilometres an hour from a standing start in just 400 metres. So with all of these different styles of cars, how is the competition kept so close and fair? The rules are designed to do just that by controlling vehicle weights in relation to engine size and by regulating the amount of supercharger overdrive permitted. The funny cars are the heaviest and allowed more overdrive than the dragsters to produce more boost, thereby more power to compensate for their extra weight. The Altereds are nowhere near as aerodynamic as the funny car, but are permitted to be lighter, which levels things up. The end result of all this tweaking with the rules, with weights and overdrives, is that we've got a system that levels the playing field entirely and produces exciting racing, with something in it for every fan of every style of race car.
Well, that was a really insightful piece there from Rob Oberg on Pro Alcohol. What makes this such a great class for the fans with the variety of cars that we actually see competing here this weekend here at the 400 Thunder Series for Pro Alcohol. Of course, we've had one round of racing so far. One of those drivers that's had a weekend so far that you probably want to forget, Chris Hargrave. They heard an engine in testing. They come out in round 1. The car doesn't start. He gets towed away. Watches Luke Marsden get a win there in round 1. Rusty catches up with him in the pits.
Second in the Pro Alcohol Championship points coming into this event was Chris Hargrave, and mate, unfortunately pushed away in the first round of racing. What happened?
silly things, teething things. Blower belt just come loose. It just come loose on the adjuster, jumped a tooth. Didn't have the spanner on board, so we just had to call it. Didn't have enough time to fix it. So.
Cars on the ground now, helmets in the hand. You're ready to go for the second round?
We're ready to go, mate. We're running.
Absolutely. Good luck, mate.
Thanks, Russ.
Round 2 of Pro Alcohol coming up. We're going to see all those cars back. And we've got a great crowd in at Willowbank Raceway for the New Year Thunder. The sun's gone down, but the temperature hasn't dropped that much.
No, the conditions have got a little bit cooler, so these guys can probably get a little bit more aggressive. We should naturally see some quicker times as the teams have got a little bit more data on board after that first session of racing. On track, we see Stephen Reed, our defending 400 Thunder champion in Pro Alcohol, to take on Luke Marsden. Marsden to right of screen there. He will be starting his back up here from the burnout. 2 funny cars side by side.
And we're running a little bit late here at Willowbank Raceway. A couple of accidents in other categories have pushed the schedule behind. Does that make much difference for these crew chiefs?
Not at all. They have a lot of data that these guys, they'll analyse stuff they've had in the past and conditions that are very similar to what they see right now. They'll look at their weather stations, they'll look at humidity, the relative altitude. They'll take what they call the traction meter out on track, so they know how much bite the Willowbank Raceway surface has. So they take that all into calculations when they come up with that final tune-up, and hopefully they get the clutch settings right, the fuel system right, and they get from the start line to the finish line in about 5.5 seconds at over 400 kilometres per hour.
Well, Luke Marsden will be hoping for a better result here, and Stephen Reed is trying to put his championship defence back on track after a less than stellar performance down in Sydney. You see the vapour off that injection hat. It's absolutely freezing as that methanol is sucked into the engine.
That's why they use that antifreeze spray on the cars before they go into stage.
Marsden had trouble right at this point last round. Has he got that clutch right this time? He got out very well. I thought Marsden was going to take it to him then. A 5:58 beats a 5:69. It's a good race. That's what Pro Alcohol's all about, Rusty Gregory.
Yeah, guys, down here on the start line with Dan Reed, son of Steve Reed, 5:58. That's a little bit more like where you want to be, mate.
Yeah, it's such a relief to finally get the car down there, get a good time after the troubles we've had lately. Hopefully it all comes back pristine condition, and then we can have the AC Delco battery back out next round.
Get that championship back on track, mate.
That's it. That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're all here for.
Watch the replay here. I thought Marsden had it. He had a slight hole shot there. You could see him. He was getting over towards the wall. That Stephen Reed with the power gets the win. As we watch the cars here launch at about 8,000 revs as they launch there off the start line.
Yeah, Marsden really took it to him all the way through to about three-quarter track, and then the All-Star Batteries car just had a little bit more in the top speed. Got him home, got him the win points for Stephen Reed. And he's going to be a very relieved man down there with Matt Kavanagh.
Steve Reed alongside me. He's got 2 wins. He's looking very happy. A 5:58.
Yeah, I think we've got a race car again. So now we've got something to work with, and we'll see what happens in the next one.
Yeah, well, hold on to your breath. Let's see if you make the final.
Yeah, it'd be great. Thanks very much.
Oh, 20 championship points will be very valuable to that team, that is for sure. Russell Mills now. He really has not had the start of the season that he'd like, and a little bit embarrassing in that first round with an early red light.
Yeah, the thing with this round of racing here for Russell Mills is that he has the solo pass here as he backs up, so he can just concentrate on his driving style. If you have a look at Russell's car, you can see the carbon rotor, the carbon fibre rotors there on the back of that dragster glowing. What they do in the burnout to make sure they work the best at the other end of the racetrack, they actually ride the brakes in the burnout, create heat on those rotors for the pads and that, because they actually work better slowing the car down with a bit of heat in them. So they actually do that on purpose. So that's a good thing that you can see those rotors glowing there on Russell Mills' car.
Well, he's going to be very keen to try and drop a mid 5-second run on the board. On this pass is Rob Harrington keeping a close eye on things. Russell's daughter Holly Mills very active in the preparation of this car as well. They run with some assistance from Torquay Hotel up there at Harvey Bay, beautiful part of the world. And Russell, you have to say, one of the most popular guys in the Pro Alcohol circuit.
That he is, and he will get a win here in round 2. So the benefit here of that solo pass. He can concentrate on his driving. It'll give him a bit of confidence, the team a bit of confidence as well, going into round 3 of racing with a good solid pass here. See the green light this time, get a time, get some bonus points, and take that confidence into round 3.
Clicked it off a little early and still ran a 5:69, 385 kilometres an hour. So that is 20 championship points. That is the confidence booster that Russell will have been after. And no trouble on the start line this time.
You can see that front engine drags the launch straight down the track there. They can build on that pass and hopefully dip into the low 560s, high 550s in round 3 of racing.
The car really showed what it can do. Russell Mills, no doubt, a very, very happy guy down in the bottom end.
Yeah, alongside me, Russell Mills, and not a bad run either, a 6-0, but you got some points.
That's right. I'm very happy with that run, especially after my little mistake in the make it a big mistake in the first round. So it felt good. It handled the extra power and clutch we gave it. So all looking good.
Yeah, well, good luck, mate, and I hope you get better in round 3.
Thank you very much.
Robert Ambruosi in the funny car again. He got a first round win with a solo pass, but on this occasion in round 2, he's going to have to fight for it.
You can see the funny car there, Ambruosi, backing up from the burnout. He will be taking on Wayne Price for Wayne Price Racing here, coming forward through his burnout procedure as well. Just a short, sharp burnout there for Wayne Price. Ambruosi in the Maserati bodied funny car here, our championship leader, looking to continue that streak here in round 2. Won round 1, picked up some points. He's currently was second in the points after round 1, so another win here will, you know what, it might be a little bit of a stranglehold for a final spot in round 3.
Yeah, it all comes down to who's got the most points. The 2 top point scorers from those opening rounds go into the major finals. The rest come out and run for points only. Wayne Price in the House of Power, Speed City Dodge funny car, and he was very quick in round 1. In actual fact, I think just marginally quicker than Ambruosi.
He was actually just quicker than Ambruosi, so Price had lane choice here in this round. He has gone in that left lane, but we're on board here with Ambruosi, our championship leader. You see his hand on the handbrake there. He'll let go of it to bring the car into stage. We see the crew chiefs looking at each other. They give each other the nod. So once both drivers are ready, they go, yep, let's send them on.
We've got a race on our hands this time. Ambruosi and Price. Pick a winner. Wayne Price, a 563 beats a 569. Man, that was close, Mark.
That was 36 thousandths of a second win margin there for Wayne Price across the finish line. How about this race here for Pro Alcohol Funny Car? Absolutely nail-biting across the finish line there. We see both of them leave together, but Wayne Price just got him on the finish line by 36 thousandths of a second.
Great race. Have a look at them, so even. Yeah, I think Ambruosi might have lost a couple of hundredths on that launch. The car wiggled a little bit off the line, and that's all it took Wayne Price to run away with it. So, Wayne Price gets a round 2 win. That is going to mix things up.
Wayne Price, you're down alongside me. You've got Rob Ambruosi by the smallest of margins.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race. Rob's always a great competitor, and yeah, it was a really good race.
You got to be pretty happy though. You take some points into the championship.
Yeah, we've had a pretty rough couple of meetings, so it's good to go A to B and yeah, get a win or 2.
Well, good luck in round 3.
Cheers.
So the team which haven't had much luck this weekend so far, Chris Hargrave coming forward. They've heard an engine. Round 1 of racing with their spare engine in the car, they can't get it started. There's an issue with the starter motor. They don't get any points here. They come into this round 2. They were second in the championship coming into this event as well. They need to get some points because they need to make sure Robert Ambruosi doesn't streak away from them and keep their championship hopes alive. It will be a tough race because he has got 20-time champion Gary Phillips in the lane beside him on screen here. And he ran a great 5.56 in round 1 of racing, off of it early as well, Rob.
Yeah, that's the scary part. Gary Phillips just did it so easy in round one. Now Hargraves in the Mustang-bodied funny car from Victoria. Young bloke, part of the new generation of drivers in Pro Alcohol, and certainly has been putting on a good performance in that car.
They have really been putting on some good performances. Gary Phillips, though, we heard from Shane Phillips after round one say that they lost about 0.08 of a second with that early shut-off, so that puts him into the 540 zone. That's what Chris Hargraves got in the back of his mind right now. Gary Phillips could be potentially running to the 540 zone. Hargrave needs to be running right on the money where he knows his funny car can be in that 550 zone. He needs to hit a light as well beside Phillips because it's going to be a tough race.
Keep your eye on Gary Phillips. Closest to camera, it is a very quick car.
I've seen something there in Hargrave's lane. He hasn't moved, but Gary Phillips is going to get the win here. He goes 549 and buttoned it off early again. Only 391 kilometres per hour there for Gary Phillips. Chris Hargrave didn't move on the start line. You can see the crew around the front of the car there, but it looks like there's a bit of fuel on that front windscreen. There looks like a line or something has come off, and Hargrave didn't move. Look at the replay here, Rob. Can we see something here? Oh, you can see it there. Look at it. The fuel just starts spraying everywhere for Hargrave. It's just such bad luck for the team this weekend. You've got to feel real sorry for them.
Well, you picked it live, Mark. You saw it, lines come off and you see it squirting the fuel around everywhere, and Hargrave's wise enough not to even stomp on the throttle then. It would have got disastrous at that point. But Gary Phillips, you can't take anything away from this guy. Off it early and runs low ET of the race so far.
Gary Phillips, you're going through to another final. How does it feel?
Oh, yeah, it's good, mate. Really good. Perfect weather, bitchin' crowd, Alpine Refrigerated Transport. Mitch Marie, thank you so much for the help. And, Shane's doing a really good job, Steve. Everyone, the car's running good.
Well, a couple of legends of the sport going through to the final, so good luck.
Oh, yeah, well, there's Steve in the final. Yeah, that'll be good, yeah, like old times.
And that is going to be our final. It will be Stephen Reid to take on Gary Phillips. They're on top of the points. Wayne Price, Robert Ambruosi, Russell Mills, Luke Marsden, Chris Hargrave, they'll all be back trying to race for some points to put on their tally, but it's Phillips and Reid that race for the big trophies. Can Hargraves get some luck? Who knows? Is Phillips going to get another one? We're going to find out all of those results after the break. Welcome back to Willowbank Raceway. It is late. We've had a number of incidents across other categories. It's pushed the program way back. But we've got a fantastic third round of Pro Hockey coming up, and our defending champ, Steve Reid, is headed for the final. Can he put his championship back on track? Matt Kavanagh is going to ask the man himself.
Alongside me, Steve Reid, you're going through to a final, of course. How good is it? You're here working on the car. Had a few gremlins over this weekend, I should say, but it's coming good.
Yeah, we had a couple of problems. We had a couple of problems in Sydney too, but we've worked through them, and it looks like we've got a bit of a race car, so we'll see what happens in the final.
And you're going up against Gary Phillips. Like, what a matchup that is for the crowd.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, I've raced Gary 400 million times, I think, so last count. But we'll see what we got for him.
You couldn't get a much tougher competitor in the final.
Oh, that's right. I mean, Gary always steps up to the plate all the time, so we'll try and step up a little bit higher.
400 million times might be a slight exaggeration, but they have been racing each other head-to-head for, I think, about 35 years.
It's crazy to think about that, and the amount. It'd be an interesting stat to know how many times they have actually faced off against each other. But on track,
we could probably ask Shane Phillips. I reckon he'd know.
He probably would.
He knows everything else about his father's career, that is for sure. Well, the first pairing out has Luke Marsden in the funny car up against Russell Mills in the dragster. And these guys are racing for some points on the tally. but they can't get big trophies.
That's all it is for these guys at the moment. It's about getting their points ticking over, and hopefully they don't see the likes of Garrett Phillips and Ambruosi and Stephen Reid streak away in that championship. You want to keep that gap as close as possible and hopefully, make a final and get the next event. Luke Marsden on screen though, ran a great 5.69 in round 2 for the team. That's a really good confidence booster for them. They should be looking for a low 5.60 here. Russell Mills, so he ran a 5.60 in round 2 as well. This is a really good matchup here in round 3. Mills finished second in the championship last season in this front engine drag, so looking to get his championship back on track here after the first round of racing where he launched well before the tree had activated there. Just a driver error. Got it back underway in round 2 with a win now here, taking on Luke Marsden.
Well, this funny car drags to confrontation, and as you say, they're very evenly matched in performance times from the early rounds. It shows how the rules do create parity for this pro alcohol category. Luke Marsden, former champion in Supercharged Outlaws, now racing with the pro guys. Can he get a win here at Willowbank Raceway, his home track? It will be a Marsden win. Russell Mills got the whole shot, but he had a problem and a 5.75, 397 kilometres an hour. That'll be a really popular win with all of the Queenslanders, Mark.
Yeah, great win for the local boys there, Marsden. Looked like Mills was out in front. He got over towards the centre line there. I think he had to button it off, just took the act there of safety and just rolled off the throttle and watched, unfortunately, Luke Marsden streak away to get a win here in round 3 of racing. It's great for the M2 boys there. They get a win. Matt Kavanagh down there with Luke.
Luke Marsden, you've had a bit of a good run tonight, a couple of wins.
Yeah, mate, lucky to get a couple under my belt. Got just unfortunate for Chris in the first session there where he had drama, so I ended up on a bit of a solo. But lost to Steve in the second round, but I was happy with that pass then. I'm not sure what it ran, but it probably would have been in the 60s again, so can't complain.
No, good night, mate, and we want to see you back here.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
2 wins from 3. That's some valuable points there for Luke Marsden. The East Coast Mustang and Camaro parts. The only luck it's had this weekend has been bad luck. Can they turn that around? They've got the solo pass here, so they've as long as he doesn't cross the centre line or do anything silly, he's got his 20 points. But what I know this team will want is a real hard, solid performance to have that momentum to head into the next round of pro alcohol, which will be back here at Willowbank Raceway at the Santos Super Thunder on April 19.
That's what it's about for this team right now. It is getting that momentum you just spoke about, Rob. This pass here, they were second in the championship coming into this event. It is about now confidence building, get this car to the finish line on Karen, like a 5.60 pass, and I think that'll be one positive takeaway from this weekend.
5.64 and a good speed, 408 kilometres an hour. Just shows what could have been if they'd had a little bit of lady luck on their side. Car launched extremely well, Mark.
It did. It was a great straight pass for the team there. They'll take the confidence out of this. You can see those sparks there under the front of the car. That's just a bit of clutch plate wearing off as it's slipping and then locking up. You can see him take the car through 400 kilometres an hour for a win.
Robert Ambruosi, he will be desperate to get the 20 points on this pass because he knows that his grip on that championship lead has slipped away after he was beaten in round 2. Wayne Price, well, he now remembers what it's like to win. He did that in round 2 and he'll want to repeat the process right here against Rob Ambruosi.
It's actually a rematch of round 2 of racing, just the way the cards have fallen here in round 3 with the all-run format. In round 2, it was priced by 36 thousandths of a second, defeating our championship leader on screen, Robert Ambruosi. Ambruosi will be looking to make that up here in round 3. You can see the crew just saying, "Yep, slow it down, buddy. Slow it down. Let's take our time here."
It is very late here at Willowbank Raceway. The schedule running behind because of some accidents and incidents through the night in other categories. A number of the crowd have had to head off, but I got to tell you, those fans that have hung around are seeing some fantastic action in this round 3.
Wayne Price moving forward. You can see the crew just saying, just over to the left a little bit there, mate. Straighten up, perfect. We want you on those those freshly laid burnout tracks for maximum traction on the launch here.
Look at the gold wrap on that funny car of Rob Ambrosi's. It absolutely glitters under lights. Not again by the crew chiefs. They walk away. It's now up to the drivers, getting ready to go into stage. Championship points on the line. Vital championship points. Hazard lights flashing. There are 2 reds. That's normally an indication that there's something wrong, that somebody spotted. It's an override. You can't run the race at that point. We'll have to wait and find out what's going on. But the cars have been shut off. Hey, that's a bit of drama, Mark. They can't just hit the starter and fire those things back up.
They can't. There's a bit of work involved, so they'll have to push them back, wind the engines over, make sure there's no fuel in the cylinders and that. But the drivers would have been pumped up there in stage as well, ready to launch. We'll push them back, but in the meantime, Matt Kavanagh has caught up with Chris Hargrave in the bottom end.
Yeah, down with Chris Hargrave in Pro Alcohol. Chris, hasn't been quite the weekend you wanted, but you finally got a nice clean run.
No, it's all good. It was a little bit tedious this weekend, but it was good to get that last one down. It was all for the boys, really. Car went smooth, a little bit of rattle on top of first gear, but shifted gears and felt good. Through the finish line, I was fist pumping the cav. I just pumped.
So you think you're getting on top of the car now?
Yeah, we're starting to get a real good handle of it. Just Willowbank always puts on a killer track for us and makes it real tricky. So we're trying to throw more power, more clutch at it, and we're getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there. You've done well, all right. Well, you get some points anyway in your championship, so it's a good start to the year.
Yeah, it's always a win.
Well, they've had time to back them down, get them refired. Rob Ambruosi comes back. Wayne Price will come back. But Mark, Chris Hargraves, superstar of the future?
I think so. They're a real budding team right there, and I think they're ones to watch. Especially they've already run that low 550s on. They've got that brand new engine that's got a lot more horsepower than the one they've got in the car. So once they get rid of that bad luck, watch them go.
Well, Rob Ambruosi, he had a little luck go his way at the opening round, but he earned and fought his way to his breakthrough Pro Alcohol event win down in Sydney. Doesn't have the opportunity to repeat that here at Willowbank Raceway tonight, but if he can pick up this win, what he does, he stays in touch with the championship leaders on that points board. Wayne Price, on the other hand, he is after round wins. He wants a round win, a round win, a round win in the Speed City Mopar funny car.
See both cars coming forward here. The funny cars of Wayne Price. Final adjustments from the crew. The thumbs up to the driver. They'll build the revs up, clear it up a little bit.
It's a little bit of deja vu. I think we were saying this a couple of moments ago, but we're on this time.
It is a rematch of round 2. Wayne Price got the win. Can Robert Ambruosi get one back on him here?
Ambruosi is going to do it. A 5.89 as Wayne Price slows on the finish line to a 6.04. But Rob Ambruosi wins this battle of the Victorians.
I need to watch the replay because it looked like Wayne Price was ahead. I didn't see anything happen with the engine. There was no supercharger bang or anything because he just lost drive, which tells me something maybe in the drive line has given way in that funny car because he was in front of Rob Ambruosi. We watched Wayne Price to right of screen. And you could see the car was in front, and then he just starts to lose power there, and Ambruosi gets his chance and gets the win.
Alongside Rob Ambruosi, you've got yourself another win here in Pro Alcohol.
Yeah, look, it was fantastic. Car went well. Went down the track. The water point, the dew point of the water is really, really high at the moment, so really hard to make power, and we're just creeping up on it. We don't want to hurt anything. We'll get there, we'll get there. The car went really well. The engine felt good. It did feel like it nosed over up top. It took off really hard, but hey, that's drag racing. Never bet on a drag race. You don't know what can happen, but I'm really, really happy to be here. I've got to thank Willowbank and 400 Thunder for putting it on. Great meeting. We'll see what happens in Easter.
Yeah, no, and another bag of points, so we'll see you Easter.
I don't know where we're situated in the points at the moment, but look, doesn't matter where we are. There's a lot of tough competitors in our class, and it's not something that you're going to say that you're going to win every meeting and that you try your hardest to do it. But look, at the end of the day, for me to go home with a car that's in one piece, I'm happy. We'll do it again.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, love it too, mate.
What a fantastic family of drag racing, the Ambruosis in Pro Alcohol. Well, this is where Pro Alcohol started. It was Gary Phillips and Stephen Reid match racing. A pair of methyl alcohol powered funny cars. They were originally run in competition eliminator in a handicap class back then. Then these two started match racing, and then others added, and next thing you know, we've got Pro Alcohol.
There is a lot of history on the line here. Stephen Reid coming forth, All-Star batteries, going through his burnout procedure.
Both guys making sure that the tyres are absolutely up to temperature. It is well after midnight as we run this championship final in Pro Alcohol. The winner takes away a gold Christmas tree trophy, the runner-up a silver one, but more importantly, the winner grabs 40 championship points for this single race alone.
One thing that I noticed on this pass here is that Gary Phillips has got lane choice because he ran that 5:48 in round 2. He's got that lane over the other side of the track as we back up here with Stephen Reid. So this is the first time today that Stephen Reid has been in this lane here on screen. So that is one little contributing factor to this pass, that maybe there's a bit of an unknown for the team in that left lane.
And the other thing, of course, is that Stephen Reid didn't test yesterday. Everybody else did just about, but he stayed in the pits and said, I'm going to keep my powder dry for race day. They're coming forward now. Gary Phillips has had the performance edge this evening with the Alpine Fresh Refrigerated Transport Lumen Lighting back funny car. But that All-Star Batteries Monte Carlo of Stephen Reid's, it has just been nipping at the heels all the way through as well.
Yeah, that they have. With Phillips running those 540s we've seen in round 2, they are on the edge with this funny car. They can't overstep the mark, because if they do, Stephen Reid will sneak on past.
Final Pro Alcohol, beyond midnight at Willowbank Raceway, revs up, bumping into stage. We've got a race. Over the centre line is Stephen Reid, punching timing cones everywhere. That'll damage the body, but 5:43, and he drove it through this time.
That's the quickest pass we've seen this season in Pro Alcohol, 5:43. There was a bit of a mini staging duel on the start line there. I'm positive they were up on the revs for ages before they bumped into stage, but Gary Phillips gets the win here in Pro Alcohol. Stephen Reid going across the centre line. He drove that funny car as far as he could, but was not to no avail here. Watch on the replay of Stephen Reid as it goes towards that centre line and eventually crosses it.
Look for the foam blocks. Bang, bang. They're only foam, but I got to tell you, at 400 kilometres an hour, they do a lot of damage to carbon fibre.
Gary Phillips would have had a great view there of Stephen Reid coming across in front of him as he streaked away across there. Wowee, what a final in Pro Alcohol. Gary Phillips, your winner here today, Rusty.
Nothing like a few theatrics on the start line. Neither guy wanted to go into stage. Shane Phillips, congratulations, mate. You get the win, but the two old dogs were at it in that one.
Yeah, tell me if you've seen that before. Yeah, it was great to be against Steve in the final, a great team. Finally ran it to the finish line. That's what it's been trying to run all day. That last run was about a 44. The run before that was a 47. So we got a really consistent car, and it's doing exactly what we want it to do. So thanks again to all our crew and Alpine Fresh Refrigerated Transport and Lumen Lighting.
Congratulations, mate. Go get your dad.
Yeah, will do. Thanks a lot.
Gary Phillips just getting out of the car. You can see he's a happy man. He's got the fist pumps going on. He's no stranger to getting these 400 Thunder Gold Christmas trees, mate. Congratulations. You got yourself another one.
We were trying. Good on you, Steve. It seems like forever. It's just we've been doing it for so long now. What is it, Sunday? I think it's bedtime hours ago, but to Alpine Refrigerated Transport, Marie and Mitch, I hope you're still here watching this. Alistair from Lumen Lighting, Speed Flow, everyone else that helps me. Super crew was fantastic. It's late at night. The crowd was really, really good today, so hopefully the live stream thing's still kicking, and thanks to 400 Thunder, Willowbank, everyone else. Thanks so much.
No worries, thanks, and well done, Gary.
Thank you.
Gary Phillips, Stephen Reid, what another dramatic final at Willowbank Raceway in Pro Alcohol at the New Year Thunder.
Well, Stephen Reid and his team will have a bit of repair work to do on that body pierce funny car before that next event for the Santos Super Thunder. Let's have a look at the championship standings after the New Year Thunder event. Gary Phillips, our new championship leader, there in first place. Robert Ambruosi drops to second. Stephen Reid gets up into the top three now. Chris Hargrave fourth. Russell Mills fifth. Wayne Price, Luke Marsden, Justin Walsh, Nigel Johnson, Brett White round out the top 10.
Well, Pro Alcohol really turned it on here for the New Year's Thunder. They'll be looking to do it all again at the Santos Super Thunder at Willowbank Raceway. That's Friday, 19th of April. Good Friday. It's a hell of a way to spend your Easter. But we're not finished with the New Year Thunder yet. We've had Pro Alcohol today. Next up on 400 Thunder TV will be the Pro Stockers. Make sure you join us then.
Coming up after the break, we head across to the Shanghai International Circuit in China for the fifth round of the 2018-19 FIA World Endurance Championship, the 6 Hours of Shanghai.